Greetings and welcome. This is your friendly electric schmoo bringing you a PHP RCON responder script for URLium. This is a script you would run that would respond to messages from URLium and allow you to extend the game outside of the server. Now, a wonderful gentleman made an RCON library, and I've extended it a little bit to read multi-packets. So if you need this particular script, it's in my repository under the doc/php folder. You'll find this particular example of code that we're looking at. So this is the class for talking to RCON, and the init file is going to contain your host name and the password to get into RCON. And so once these run, we're now directly reading our message that was sent from in-game. So the first and most important thing to determine is what device is this type of message from the server. So if it was message, message2, message3, those are the webcom commands. Entity is whenever a user interacts with an entity that has been marked for reporting. Config wand is triggered whenever you enable or disable change reporting on a block. Regular wand is the post wand, the item that the user carries around and can click on things. Block is the post block, that is the static block button object that a user can click. Here I'm just responding with the sound. And then all other items, I'm going to respond to all users, just announce what that particular request was, just for debugging purposes. So we have some functions down here. They're fairly self-explanatory. Filter non-alphanumeric is just sanitizing strings. Get user mode is going to be getting the mode that this user is using the wand in: corral, trap, or select. Set user mode is setting that mode and announcing to the user that it has changed. Player position is getting the actual player's position on the screen. And create animal pen is going to make a container out of oak fences to hold your cattle and your livestock. And so that's the meat of this script. Really, a message is going to be sent out. We're going to parse the message with spaces so it's formatted exactly like a regular Minecraft command. And now our first instruction in that message is going to be corral or trap or select, and all we're doing is setting the user mode. But up here we need to also save where you're corralling something. So if I said corral cow, then our next element is what animal. So if you've specified an animal, then we need to get your position, and we need to make a string that saves this position for that animal under your username. So now each user can have their own corral for their animals, and this includes any mob. It could be villagers, endermen, it doesn't matter. We can now send a message and optionally add a pen if you've included another parameter. So that is our input, and that sets our save point and creates a pen if we optionally decide to do that. And so now we're going to look at wand. Under wand, we get the user's mode. Which mode was it? Corral, trap, or select. If it was corral, it's going to ask what was the target. If it was an entity, we're going to ask what entity was it, which animal, and we're going to look for that file, see if the user has saved a corral for that animal, and if so, we're going to generate a TP command, send the command, and play a little shroom light break sound, and send that as well. It's important to include a small amount of time delay for some operations. In this case, I don't think I need that much of a delay, but it's good to delay some things between operations to give the engine in the game server time to catch up. If you haven't set a corral, if it didn't find an animal location, then it's just going to give the user a message and say, I don't know where to send that. And so that is the corral mode. Trap mode is simply going to say if you selected an entity, get the XYZ coordinates of that entity, and we're going to create an animal pen just like in the other one and send those commands, and that's it. That's all we do there. In select, here, if it was an entity and you clicked with the post wand, then we're going to give the entity the glowing effect. And here, if you clicked on a block, then we're just going to report information about the block. If you did something and you've never used the wand mode, then it's just going to tell you that you've never set the mode. And here's just a amethyst block breaking sound if you ever hit the post block. And that's it. You can see that it's really not that complicated in terms of writing actual mod code. Here I'm calculating the size of an animal pen, and I don't have to deal with all of the complexities of Java, typecasting, and this object, and block state, and block position. It's just plain old integers and strings. And so in the next little video, we're going to look at this mod in action. So I will join you there. Thank you much.